97.1. Tigers apparently looking to take Comerica Park to the next level. Now, whatever that means...
Another deck.
I don't think we actually know.
Right? Higher up.
Maybe. I like Sully's theory, of potentially adding a dome or a retractable roof, whatever you want to call it. And I think it could actually work, especially being here in Detroit. I mean, how many games, do you miss out on because it's too cold or windy or rainy and you got to deal with delays? That would take all of it out of it. And let's be honest, purely selfish reasons, the amount of times that I have to sit out a rain delay here at the Entercom studio, I would love the fact, that all these Tigers games would get in no matter what the weather actually was on the outside. But the phone number is 248-539-9797. Ticket text is at 97136. What does this cryptic message from Chris Ilitch mean, and what would you want to see added to or adjusted out of Comerica Park?
Ticket text 97136. They're going to hang gondolas from the scoreboard and add fountains. I don't think that's true. Nice try.
Save that, please. Gondolas?
Yes. Yeah. Gondolas. Gondolas.
See, my change, I would want a Flint chili dog instead of just a Detroit chili dog.
Another option. Dog. Sure.
What about the Kalamazoo chili dog? Yeah. I heard those are really good.
What about this from Bob and Troy? And I wonder if there are people that agree with Bob on this. Guys, I'm so tired of parks, arenas, stadiums, etc., trying to be like Somerset Mall or some high-class outdoor mall. Give me good, reasonable food and drink with great sight lines and great seating, enough trying to be a nightclub. Oh, and a good winning product wouldn't hurt.
See, but that's the problem. They have to start doing that. Like, again,
everybody wants to out-top everybody else with the entertainment venue.
Well, of course, and then, Jerry Jones took it to an entirely new level with the Jerry Dome, and, then Atlanta, of course, had to do the same thing with their, new football stadium. I get all that, but from a fan perspective, it's not about us, the sports fans that are always going to be wanting to go, and we're always going to be in it. You got to get the families. You have to get the fringe sports fans to use this as a social event. That's why they have, the beautiful concourse area at Little Caesars Arena and all the restaurants and bars that are there. Because a lot of people aren't there to wear the jersey and put face paint on and root on their team, support their team. No, you're there because you're trying to have a good night out and have a good time.
See,
that's the problem.
I agree, but my guess is the same as my suggestion. My suggestion is also my guess. That is what is going to happen. I think they are going to bring in the outfield fences and put like a family area. Like every ballpark when a home run goes over and there's usually like kids or whatever running around, whether it's a picnic area or one of the Arizona, whoever has the pool there or whatever. I'm not saying you need a pool.
A grassy knoll.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bring it in and make that a family gathering area.
But is that next level? Like, again, Chris Ilitch is really
changing the dimensions.
Pumping something here.
Changing the dimensions of Comerica Park would be next level from a baseball standpoint. From a, what do you say, entertainment value or whatever? Maybe not. That's not the same.
Yeah, I think what he's talking about is entertainment related, not baseball within the park type related, meaning dimensions of the park, stuff that would actually affect the game itself. I think he's talking about entertainment value.
But do you think people go to a baseball game at Comerica Park or anywhere else, and it's a big deal what the restaurants or anything are? Don't you just go and get a hot dog and a beer?
For me, yeah.
I understand it can be like a Red Wings game or a Pistons game. It's a little bit more of an event. I'm sorry, Comerica's Park, correct. Where this baseball game it's in the afternoon. Maybe it's not as much of a dress up event or whatever.
Not to mention, I prefer the places outside of Little Caesars Arena because the restaurants inside Little Caesars Arena, they're expensive as hell. The beers are almost as expensive as the ones that you're getting inside the arena. You want to go to the fringe sports bars on the outside because they're actually cheaper.
Maybe that is the big news, that they're actually changing the name to Comerica's Park.
Comerica's Park. No, they would be changing it to Comerica Park, I think, right? Isn't it always?
Boy, you would never be able to get that one right.
Oh, I would be so screwed up. Please.
Imagine the amount of emails you'd be receiving. Can Wojo say it properly, please? It's Comerica Park.
And guys, I'm sure this isn't it in terms of the change, but I can't help when I see this article and talk about next level type entertainment within the stadium. I can't help but think of sports betting. It's something that just got legalized. I think that within the next few years we're going to see sports books inside of stadiums. So no, I don't think this is
I'd
what he's
support
referring
that.
to. I just think that there's going to be stadiums within the next, let's say, 5 years that might install some sort of kiosk sportsbook app, whatever.
I could definitely see that. Another thing too, just, obviously, we have, girlfriends and, people out there, fiancés, wives, whatever it might be. But you do see at different ballparks where on the ground level, on field level, they have tables and chairs, and even at the Jerry Dome, those suites that are at field level or whatever, right there. In center field, if they did potentially take out the bushes or something like that underneath the camera well and added some tables, almost to add like a patio, a center field patio where they have tables and chairs and a bar, and you can get food, and you're right there. I mean, you're looking dead out.
I think
something
that's
like that.
Something like that, or something like closing off one of those roads and making that into a atrium, not an atrium, but whatever, a gathering place. But I will tell you, and this ticket text adds it, and I don't know what the solution is. Maybe you guys do, and maybe Christopher Illich does. The most common complaint I ever hear from Tiger fans when I'm out and about, or I know some season ticket holders or whatever, they say on a hot day, if you're on that third base line or the first, depending on what time of day, that you just broil because they have the upper deck pushed so far back, there isn't shade from an overhang. This ticket texter writes, I hope whatever it is, it means adding shade. If you've ever sat in a sun seat in 90-degree weather, you know people are getting heat stroke. I asked first aid people, and they said sometimes they get 50 people a game that need ice. That's from Mike in Hamtramck.
Okay, it can't be that bad, is it?
Oh, no, on a hot summer day? Yes, it is.
It is, and that's why a retractable roof would help with that too.
Good point.
But I don't hear too many complaints about Comerica Park overall. Ford Field, you do a little bit with maybe whether it's sight lines, whether it's just how they built it, not the nicest, whatever.
Yeah.
But Comerica Park, I think it's a nice facility. I don't think there's too many complaints with the ballpark
No,
itself.
I think the biggest one is that
right.
sun
I
field.
think it probably is because I don't. I mean, have you even heard really many other ones besides that?
No, but people will leave their seats to do it on a hot day. I mean, they can't sit there. Now, I know that happens in a lot of ballparks. Not every ballpark has shade. The deck's right on top of each other. Maybe that's not fixable.
The only other complaints you hear is what you mentioned earlier, Kyle, price-related stuff,
Yeah,
and
of course.
you'll hear that at any stadium.
Yep. Couple of ticket texts, 97136. This one, ironically, from Kyle in Birmingham. What would the Tigers' version of the D-back swimming pool be? A flooded pothole from rain for kids to splash in? An igloo for all months but June through August? A Warwick Soppold home run giveaway catching zone?
Or Buck Farmer on a given day. Either one.
Here's one, 97136. A marijuana smoking lounge, if in fact they legalize marijuana.
Ding, a ding, da da ding, ding. And put it right by the dugouts.
Now people are getting creative. Bob and Troy, they're taking out K-Line's corner and moving bazookies there. In its place, it will be renamed the Right Field Dancers Pole.
Hey, right. Dan Dickerson said instead of he hit it off the foul pole, oh, he hit it off the pole dancer's pole.
That's the thing. I know Kang earlier on the midday show suggested a zip line going from foul pole to foul pole.
Oh, God.
You know what? That could maybe help Nick Castellanos play right field. Yeah. Just go along in the zip from left to right.
Maybe you'd be able to catch one. It'd be great.
Actually cover some ground.
That really would. Very quickly, too.
Ticket text 97136. Could they build a mega bar in center field called Second Decks? And Rod Allen is your bartender.
Oh. That's a good idea.
And now, it took a while, but people are really, you're starting to get it now.
And think outside the box, because I know this to be true. At Little Caesars Arena, the original plan, but was the gigantic scoreboard above the ice in the court. That was supposed to be inside of that. Was supposed to be a bar with a glass floor. You would be hovering above.
Get out of here.
Yes. It was supposed to be a bar with a glass floor. And logistically, they vetted it and talked about it. And I think the scoreboard would have to be too high or whatever. I forget how it wouldn't work. But that was the idea.
That would have been really cool.
Really
would've.
cool.
And that would have, some people, we talk about LCA being nice, but not really like over the top. That would have given it a true identity too.
Mm-hmm.
Have something new, cool like that.
And you could only get onto it walking across like a rope bridge. while you're drunk.
Yeah, perfect. Although I will say,
That would be awesome.
you call them gondolas. I call them gondolas just like the rest of the world. But
Yeah.
I have heard from people with the gondolas out at Little Caesars Arena, people don't want to sit up there. It is a very,
Very high.
steep,
Yeah.
look down at the ice or the court, if you're there for the Pistons game, whatever it is. There's people that will not get tickets up at the very top of Little Caesars Arena.
Right. I mean, whether they get dizzy or fear of heights or whatever. I've heard that as well.
Yeah. 248-539-9797. Ticket text is at 97136. We'll move on coming up, 97.1.
All right, well,